In a forgotten corner of the earth, where dust clings to every breath and hunger rings louder than laughter, lived a widow. She had nothing. No wealth, no husband, no steady income. Only a small clay house, a worn-out mat, and a heart big enough to move heaven. Her name was Mama Abeni. Each morning she would wake before the sun, sweep the dusty floor of her home, and whisper prayers into the wind. Jehovah Jireh, my provider, today again make a way. That morning was different. The grain sack was nearly empty, the oil had dried at the bottom of the jar, and her only son, barely 10, looked at her with eyes that asked, "Will we eat today?" She didn't cry. She smiled. "I will make porridge," she said softly. "It may be the last, but we will bless it like it's the first." She boiled water, sang an old hymn, and stirred hope into the bubbling pot. But just as she was about to serve her son, a knock. She opened the door to find a stranger, a weary traveler with tattered clothes, sunburnt skin, and trembling lips. "Please," he whispered, "I haven't eaten in days." In that moment, time stood still. Her son watched in silence. The pot held barely enough for one. Logic said no, fear said save it. But faith said, give it. She handed him the bowl. "Eat," she said. "You need it more." He looked up with tears welling in his eyes, and in a voice that barely escaped his lips, he asked, "Why would you give me your last?" She replied, "Because I know what it means to be forgotten. And if I can give you hope, even for one moment, then today is not wasted." That one act of kindness, that single moment of sacrificial love, set off a chain of miracles no one saw coming. The traveler was no ordinary man. He was a servant of a local nonprofit, a faith-based organization searching for communities in need. Touched deeply by Mama Abeni's gesture, he returned to his base that night and told the story. Within 48 hours, a van was loaded. Sacks of rice, beans, cooking oil, bottled water, all labeled for one destination, Mama Abeni's village. She rubbed her eyes in disbelief. Children were laughing, neighbors were dancing, and for the first time in years, hope was louder than hunger. Mama Abeni's small bowl of porridge had multiplied, not just physically, but spiritually. Her kindness fed over 80 families that month, and for the first time in a long time, no child in her village went to bed hungry. Her son whispered, "Mama, you gave away our last food, but now we have so much." She knelt beside him, held his face, and smiled through tears. Because when we give from the little we have, God gives us more than we ever dreamed. One act of kindness, one choice to give when it hurt, one widow with nothing, yet gave everything. You may feel small, you may feel unseen, but God sees your heart. And sometimes, all it takes to change the world is one kind act. Share this story if you believe in the power of kindness. Comment Amen if you know God still provides. Subscribe for more faith-based stories that touch the soul.